Good Monday morning, Montessori Academy Elementary Snakes Mental Math here. I'm going to take you guys to another level. You guys have done division with Stamp Game and with Golden Bees. A few of you may have gotten to racks and tubes. I'm going to bring you forward in division in an abstract way, since we don't have the racks and tubes materials here. So I'm going to show you how to do racks and tubes on pencil and paper. How to do division just with pencil and paper, without our materials, unfortunately. So let's go back to what you did with the Stamp Game and see if you can visualize it. What you were doing was called distributive division. You had a number of something, popsicles. And in this case, you had 963 popsicles. And you were going to distribute, that's the word, distribute, give away those popsicles to 3 kids. They were going to have a lot of popsicles. Maybe that was a bad example. But you had 963 of something and you needed to give it away, distribute it to 3 kids. So the way you did that was you started with your highest place value. Division is the only function in math that you start with the highest place value. So we go to our hundredths place value here, and if you have 9 hundredths to give away to 3 guys, and I'm gonna write my answer down here. If you had 900, if your dividend is 963 and your divisor is 3 that you're going to give it away to, well, if you have 9 hundredths and you give each one of those guys equally the same amount, each guy's going to get 3. Because you see, division has to be fair. When you distribute to your divisor, everybody's got to get the same, otherwise you got a problem. So if I give let's make it money, $900 to 3 guys, each guy's going to get 3 hundredths. Then I go to the next place value, 6 tens. If I give 6 tens, 6 $10 bills to 3 guys, each guy's going to get how many? He's going to get 2. And if I have 3 $1 bills, these are units, and I'm going to give them to 3 guys, each guy's going to get 1. So the quotient, 963 divided by 3 equals 321. So each one of these 3 divisors is going to get 321 of the dividend number that I have to give away. That's distributive division. And you guys did this stuff with the Stamp Game. All right? Now just to show you, and you've probably already figured this out, 321, the quotient, all right? 321 multiplied by the divisor gives me the dividend, 963. So multiplication is the reverse of division. And I just showed you how to do it as short division. So let's do some mental math, short division. There are 372 books in the room. 372. That's my dividend, isn't it? And we have 3 boxes to pack them in. And we want to put the same number of books in each box. Remember, it's got to be fair, all right? So we're going to divide it by 3. We're going to put 372 books into 3 boxes, and we want to know the quotient. So again, let's do our distributive division. And this one's going to be a little trickier. So if I give 300 away to 3 books, 300 books, 3 of the 100 books into each box is going to get 100 books, isn't it? If I have 7 tens of books, 70 books to give to the 3 boxes to put in the 3 boxes, each box is going to get 2, right? And that's going to use up 6 of these. 6. And I'm going to have 1 left over. 110 left over. 10 books. So now I have 12 books to put into 3 boxes. 12 books to go into 3 boxes is going to give me 4 books per box. So if I want to distribute 372 books into 3 boxes, each box is going to get 124. Just to show you down here, 124 times 3 equals, 3 times 4 is 12. Caramel 1, 3 times 2, 6 and 1 is 7. And 3 times 1 is 3, 372. So I come back to my dividend. Short division, it's dynamic because when I distributed the 7 equally into 3 boxes, I could only give 2 10s to each box. And I had 110 books left over, and I distributed those 12 units, 12 single books, to the 3 boxes, and each one of those guys got 4. All right, so I walked you all the way through that one. You might take a look at it, stop the video, see if you can figure it out, and then rerun the solution. So here's an element of math. All right. A box of candy holds 452 pieces of candy. 452. And the candy is divided between 2 classes at the school. How many pieces of candy does each class get? Now this is important. This is where division comes in. If you want to be fair, you got to divide this fairly into the 2 classes, don't you? You got to distribute it fairly into the 2 classes. So here we go. I have 400 pieces of candy, and I'm going to give them 100. So each of the 2 classes gets 200 pieces of candy, don't they? I've got 10 pieces of candy, 50 pieces of candy still to distribute from the box of candy. And each of those 2 classrooms is going to get 4 10s or 40 pieces of candy. And I have 1 10 group of candy left from the box and the 2 units of candy that were in there. So now I have 12 units of candy to give away to 2 classrooms. So each one of those classrooms is going to get 6 pieces of candy. And the last one, I forgot to write down the word problem, the answer word for the problem. But 452 pieces of candy in a box, big box of candy, distributed to 2, divided by 2 classes, means that each class gets 246 pieces of candy. And I'd like you to freeze the video and go back and multiply the quotient 246 by 2 and see if you don't come back and get the dividend, 452. That would be a good check for you to do. So freeze your video and go ahead and do that. And I'll give you one more. Or maybe 2 if your mind is looking to be strengthened. Division's really practical math. You use it to figure out lots of things. So how about this one? An old propeller-driven plane traveled 496 miles in 4 hours. How fast did it go? When you're talking about something going fast, you want to know how many miles per hour it goes. So I'll read the question again. An old propeller plane traveled 496 miles, and it did it in 4 hours. And so we want to know how many miles per hour it went. So we're going to distribute, if you will, those 496 miles by the number of hours that he flew. Or we're going to divide the 496 miles into 4 hours to find out how far he flew in 1 hour. Right? That's what division can do for you. So you want to go ahead and freeze your video there and see if you can work it out, and then come back to Mr. T and I will solve it for you. So the old propeller plane went 496 miles. That's the dividend. We're going to distribute it or divide it by 4, distribute it to 4 hours to find out what it did in 1 hour, or divide it by 4, so we'll do 4 hours, so we'll see how fast he was going in 1 hour, miles per hour. Right? So I have 4 in the 100 place, distribute to 4 in the units, so he's going to get, has to be fair, has to be equal. Each hour is going to get 100 miles per hour. We have 90 miles left in our dividend. 4 hours. Each hour is going to get 2. Because 2 times 4 is 8, and that'll leave me with 1/10 of hours left. That 10 goes here, so now I have 16 single hours, if you will, in my dividend. And I'm going to take those 16 miles and divide them by 4 hours, and I'm going to get 4 miles per hour. So that plane was flying 124, and here's an acronym for you. MPH, miles per hour. So the speed limit on the Greenway, for example, is 65 miles per hour. That means at that speed, in 1 hour's time, you would have gone 65 miles. Well, this propeller airplane goes faster than your car does, and so it's flying at 124 miles per hour, which is pretty fast for a propeller plane, actually. All right, so this is distributive division, short division. I'll give you one more, and then next week we're going to go to long division. Here's a good one, and these are all really practical math. A woman paid $9,798 for a new car. It's pretty cheap for a car. $9,798. I'll put a dollar sign right there. For her new car. And she has to make 3 equal payments on the car to the bank. 3 equal payments. Really important to know how much money she's going to have to lay out on these 3 different payments. So we're going to divide that dividend, that $9,798, into 3 payments, and she'll know what she has to pay. This is very practical, common. When you have a loan at the bank, you have to pay it off in pieces, in parts. This bank's going to require to pay it back in 3 equal installments. Always equal in division. All right, so let's see how much she's going to have to pay each time. You want to go ahead and freeze your video? See if you can figure out what each one of her 3 payments is going to have to be. And then come back to Mr. T, and I'll show you how to do this distributive short division. So I've got 9 in the thousand place. All right. So how many thousands is each payment going to have in it? Well, 9 distributed to 3, each payment is going to be 3,000. She has 7 hundredths in the total amount of the loan that she owes, and each payment is going to take how many? Well, it's going to take 2, because 2 times 3 is 6, and I've got 7 hundredths. So I'm going to use up 6 of the 100 payments, 6 of the hundredths in distributing to into the 3 payments, and I'm going to have 100 left over, aren't I? So that 100 is 10 tens. I had 9 tens. Okay, so I'm going to distribute 19 tens. More complicated. 19 tens to 3, and each one of them is going to have to get the same amount. So, 19. So, 19 distributed to 3 guys. Each guy's going to get, 6. because 6 times 3 is 18, right? 18 tens, and I'll have 1 10 left over, so that 1 10 becomes 10 units. Now I've got 18 units, $18 left to go into my 3 payments, so each payment is going to have $6. So, if my lady friend is going to buy a new car, and she's going to pay for $9,798, and she's going to pay for it in 3 installments, then each installment is going to equal $3,266 each one. Drop my pencil. Okay? And you can check that by multiplying the quotient by the divisor 3 and see if Mr. T got it right. And if I got it wrong, I'll fix it and learn from my mistake. So, what we've done today, MAB Snakes, is we've taken you guys back to your stamp game division, and we've done distributive division, short division, just using the division sign. Next week, we'll go on to distributive long division, and you guys will be really, really well prepared. If you're graduating, if you're not graduating, you'll be really well prepared to work the big numbers with racks and tubes when you come back to school next year. All right, so I look forward to that. That's going to be fun. And by the way, I wanted to wish your moms happy Mother's Day last weekend. Hope you guys had some fun, did some nice things with your mom. Give them my regards. Mr. T, signing out.